from that paper came a product called Finacle today. Almost two-thirds of financial transactions in India now goes through Finacle. And again, two-thirds of tax collection and other government-related things like SCSD, PPF, pension also goes through GBM, which was my baby.
But our government business module is being, there with so many banks.
Yeah, I am very happy to know that Finacle and GBM together, which are touching the common citizen in the country today.
So I would like to point out the same thing which you mentioned, that computers were also not there, in the banking sector back then. So I'm sure even compliance would have been difficult because everything was documented, everything was handwritten, registers and all that. So how do you think that we evolved from that state to the current state where without technology, it's difficult to imagine, the banking system today? So what would you say about that?
Oh, that's also an interesting question. It kindles fond memories of how things shaped up in those years actually. So actually I was heading the management information and the planning section in Canara Bank. Yes, there was no computers in the branches. They were only some kind of ledger posting machines, basically taking out pass sheet and things like that. But computers, desktops, colored desktops were allowed in the head office. So Canara Bank was the first bank to have, I think at that time about 4 or 5 Usha lab desktops with the color monitor, with a color printer. It's basically for giving MIS reports to the chairman. So I was the management information and head of the department. So section, I told the same Mr. Ratnakar who interviewed me in Mount Road branch. He was the chairman at that time. So I had approached him and he immediately ordered the computers for my department. I told him I would like to give all reports in neatly printed form and with the color graphs. And so my introduction to graphical presentation of data, I'm a statistical, MSc statistics, my ancillary, started in those years actually, 1984 I think, and then 84, 86. Then, I was introduced to using the computer, not programming, using the computer for the purpose of MIS and reports with the color printers and things like that. Then this project, IBA and the bank signed an agreement. So bank transferred me to computer department. At that time, computer department used to call the CPPD, Computer Planning and Department. Policy department. Okay, now at that time to enter CPPD, any officer or any manager, they have to write an entrance examination. Only if they pass the examination, they will be taken into CPPD. That was very strict because we had already installed the mainframe in our CPPD and we were taking a lot of jobs like branch reconciliation and various bank related reconciliation job. But it was running in mainframe. And the people who were working in mainframe were used to walk in the department like 4 horns in their head. So at that time, I just entered and I was actually a pariah for them because I was the only one who entered the department without examination. No entrance examination for me to enter the department. So I was asked to report to one Mr. by name MSR Manjunatha, who was a very nice person, and he gave me one letter. This is the IBI letter asking us to work with Inspirisys to automate a branch. This is your baby. Nothing. So now from that paper came a product called Finacle today. So how I started? First I had to enter into a contract. There was no model contract available in the country. No software contract. So I came to Kanimara, looked at the software contracts, looked at a copy of it. Then based on that, I drafted the software contract to be entered into with all modifications with the Inspirisys. Yamini, you will be surprised to know that I introduced one clause in the agreement. This is what that interaction also will come, which is says that the 20 lakhs, Infosys was insisting that we have to pay 20 lakhs for the software. Why 20 lakhs? At that time, they won't do any project less than $100,000. That is their policy. Dollar rate was 20 rupees. So 100,000 into 20 is 20 lakhs. So they wanted 20 lakhs. So we said 20 lakhs. But I introduced a clause that since we are providing you functional specification with a team of people, if you sell this copy to any other bank, you have to pay back the 20 lakhs to me. It was the only contract where vendor was asked to repay the initial software license fee, which they had. So Nandan used to always tell, hey, you have to be very careful with this fellow in drafting the agreement. Like that, he used to jokingly tell,
That was a smart move introduced.
that was a very beautiful class we entered. That's what that. Okay, then thereafter, we formed a high power committee. We wanted to know which could be the correct size of hardware. At the time, there was no restriction from Reserve Bank of India. Later only they came that banks can go only for Unix system. At that time, we went for VAX system for stability. The hardware, software, Oracle itself was costing for one branch at that time some 65 lakhs for a branch of about 100 people. About 65 lakhs was the amount we paid at that time. Total budget was around 2 to 3 crores. So we had software VAX system cluster. They were developing in Unix Infosys, but tested it in VAX and released to us. A very interesting model, that model. But what is interesting, before shipping that VAX system, we put a condition that we have to come and inspect your that hardware which you are going to ship, so that the quality system you have gone through it correctly. That was a care. Nowadays nobody bothers. We give an order, they say we quality certified, delivery is taking. We are also having our infrastructure team which procures and supply. At the time we went to their production center, certified the shipping of the hardware, and then it was sent to Delhi. And rest is history. We worked it, we automated it, and Dr. Manmohan came like that. So with still many branches were still in ALPM only. Only this branch was a fully automated and successful branch at that time in the country.
Okay.
Parliament Seat branch Delhi of Canara Bank was the first fully automated branches inaugurated by Dr. Manmohan Singh for the country. Then bank asked me, you have made it successful. I want you to replicate it in hundreds of branches within 3 years. So I put up a 3-year plan. So I used to travel to Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, various branches, identify the branches, identify that there will be a power supply, alternate power supply. There are so many things we have to do before selecting a branch. So at that time, all these branches were headed by DM, GM and all. So they used to ask me, sir, can you recommend my branch? So if infrastructure is ready, sir, your branch will be automatically selected. So I put up a plan to the board for 300 branches. Then see, luck would have it. IBS approved a pension plan for the officers in the banking industry, first time. Canara Bank had a rule, not other bank. Canara Bank had an internal rule that any officer who have completed 20 years, officers and above, he is eligible for pension. So I just completed 20 years only and applied for the pension. I was the youngest pensioner of the Canara Bank even today.
Wow.
So that was a very interesting thing. I submitted, but the bank tried to retain me and all. But the problem at the time was bank will always transfer me to rural branches and things like that. So I didn't want to work in a branch. And I have tasted success in IT. So I wanted to leverage it further in automation area. So then I decided to left, and then Infosys gave an offer, and Ramco System gave an offer, and Square D. Now Square D is not there. It's a Calcutta-based owners actually going on. Ultimately, I joined Ramco System, and as I explained, it was one of the finest experience I had in Ramco System as to how to develop a product. There is a way. A product development is completely, totally different from project management. So that's what is the thing that I learned. So I have two very foundational experience of developing Finacle as a product and also developing ERP as a product. So that has been there in my DNA. So how to develop the product and what are the things that we have to follow. How an idea, just a paper they gave to me for total automation. That out of that came Banks 2000, which later became Finacle. Similarly, ERP. So lot of ideas were converted into products in Ramco Systems also. Ramco System doesn't rely on it. They invest in R&D and develop software products. And that's how I was attracted towards product development. Thereafter, it has become my passion now.
Okay, I think, yeah, that is always like for someone a starting push and that point where, okay, this is what I want to develop further, and maybe that worked for you that time. So, sir, I also want to know how compliance worked then.
See, all the compliances were actually manual. There used to be communication from RBI. A secretariat will receive it, actually. They will enter it in a notebook. And depending upon the department, they will send the notebook and the RBI communication to the respective department. I used to get that kind of a notebook where I had to initial it. Then we have to take action on the RBI circular. They used to send a physical circular. Now, if it is submission of regulatory returns, then it used to come to me. If it is a submission of any deposit related guidelines, then it will go to development section. If it is anything related to credit, it will go to credit department. Okay. So, based on the RBI circular, then the respective department will draft their own circulars. You won't be surprised. They are used to be taking sometimes even 30 days to draft a circular, getting it internally approved by the chairman, and then printing it and then dispatching it to all the branches. It was a mammoth task, manual task. One RBI communication, converting into a HO circular and then sending it to all the branches. Right. And then it's one way only. To know whether the branches is complying, then we used to have a manual attendance sheet. So we have to tick the branches whether it has come, whether it has come, whether it has come, and then report, okay, 80% completed, 90% completed and all these things were completely, fully automated in our Compliance 360. Okay, no, it's a flash. Within second, you can receive in fact, you need not receive the RBI circular, you can download. And when I talk about Compliance 360, I would like to tell more about that. So, the compliance is made easy true to the RBI expectation that everything is to be automated and integrated. It is done like that. But at that time, it was only manual attendance, manual issue of circular, and if there is no way to verify whether what branch says is correct or not.
Exactly, that was my question.
Absolutely no way to verify. It will come to light only during inspection of the branches. Okay. And that too not all branches will be inspected. It all will be taken in lot and only a set of branches will be inspected, and any irregularities will come to light only in respect of those branches which have been taken for inspection. That was a thing. So, of course, things have now changed. All the data is in data center. Right. So, there are a lot of changes have happened since then to now. And this is possible because of core banking solution. Core banking solution and Finacle, which was the leader today in the world, actually I can say. There are about 40 countries, 40 vendors in core banking space across the world. But Finacle has got its own share in automating many branches. And I will not be surprised if I can boldly say that almost 2/3 of financial transactions in India now goes through Finacle. And again, 2/3 of tax collection and other government related things like SCSD, PPF, pension also goes through GBM. Which was my baby. I only started GBM first module, and then so I am very happy to know that Finacle and GBM together handles. I can claim that it could be anywhere between 1/2 to 2/3. I would say the total number of transactions. We can verify that. Correct. That was that's a status today.
Major milestone.
Major milestone. I will say I am very happy I have participated in all these products actually, 3 products which are touching the common citizen in the country today.
Correct.
Pinnacle touches through ATM and pension and various other things. GBM touches through tax, SCSS, and then other models, pensions and all those things. In fact, my only desire was that I should get my pension from GBM. Unfortunately, Canara Bank did not buy GBM.
Okay.
So, I am still getting the pension from other system.
But our government business module is being, there with so many banks, so many government,
But you are right. My pension in Dena Bank, which is now merged with Bank of Baroda, it's my actual family pension. My wife is no more. That pension comes through GBM.
Okay.
Because they have got GBM only, Pinnacle and GBM. So that way. So it's all great. God's great.
So you mentioned project management and product development. Could you elaborate on how different are these two from each other?
It's also another very interesting question. Normally, the people confuse between product development and project management actually. In the IT industry, basically. See, if a product is fully developed and deployed, and any customer order that you fulfill to deploy the product, the software product, comes under project management. So, what we do in our company, GBS, in deploying various banks and automating it and getting the sign off, that will come under project management. In the process of deploying, customer is going to ask you some changes, which comes under change request. So, you are not deciding upfront what is the product and what are the features and all. You are not deciding. Customer is demanding it and you are making it available to him in that particular version given to the customer. This comes under project management, which will involve a little bit of software development also in the form of CR.
Okay.
But whereas a new product development is a different ballgame altogether, because there is you are going to visualize the end customer, you are going to visualize that what will be his requirement and keeping that imaginary requirement of an imaginary customer, you are going to develop the product. So, the risk is also high, because once you develop it, it should be test run, it should be shown to the customer, real customer, and he should accept it and things like that. So, what is the trick that we have to do? I'll give you one very nice small example which will make it a very interesting thing. I used to always tell this. Now, what is this?
An apple.
Now, the basic requirement for new product development is there are 2 words which I have coined. One is called the theory of abstraction and the theory of generalization. It's a theory. Now, I want you to abstract to the next higher level. It is apple. What is the next higher level of this apple? Can you abstract it at a higher level?
Higher level as in, imagine this as
group it comes.
It's a fruit.
Fruit.
Right.
So, fruit is a higher level of apple.
Okay.
So, if I have to code apple, I will not code it as apple, because today it is apple, tomorrow it could be banana, it could be something else. So, I would like to take it as a fruit. So, that is called abstraction. I am abstracting this as a fruit. Now, abstract even higher.
Food,
correct. So, if you make it as a food, under food you can have multiple varieties.
Right.
Fruit is one variety, rice is one variety. So, you can bring multiple varieties under fruit. So, it is a higher level of abstraction.
Okay.
Food. Then you abstract is even higher level.
Oh.
Now, I used to always tell 1,000 rupees price for this question, highest level. So, if you win, I will give you 1,000 rupees.
Oh my God.
It has got very significance in the human life. So, your
energy, life to sustain. How else do I put it?
So,
to consume.
You are right around coming. You tell exactly what it is, what you used to call. What is that this apple is famous for?
Apple keeps a doctor away. No.
That is that's all adage.
Okay,
actually.
okay. Okay, so you're saying beyond food, what else can be another category, a higher category?
Which you can visualize.
Visualize.
So I would like to tell you were there somewhere, but you didn't touch that.
Okay.
It is the seed of human beings, life.
Okay.
It is the seed for Adam and Eva.
Okay, it has gone to that biblical reference. Okay.
Biblical
The forbidden
reference, it
fruit.
has got
The forbidden fruit.
That is the theory of abstraction I used to call theory of generalization.
Okay.
So a product, new product manager should have the ability to abstract something at a higher level and try to accommodate multiple requirements using the product. That is the main reason. So that is the difference between a project management. In a CR, he gives you requirement, you are going to exactly say, and he is going to accept.
Right.
This is the theory of abstraction and the theory of generalization we have adopted in our compliance management system. So, compliance management system is regulatory compliance. Regulator is RBI. I could have designed it only for RBI, but I have generalized it as any regulator, any department,
correct.
Any type of compliance, any type of documentation, like that I have generalized. So, today bank is happy with the product. They are asking us to show demo. NBFCs are asking us to demo, and securities companies are asking. So, multiple possibilities have opened with one product. That is possible because it is done as a generic product using the theory of abstraction. This is the difference between a new product development. A new product developer should be able to generalize it much more. So, Finacle is highly parameterized and generalized product. GBM also is highly parameterized, generalized, and our product Complex 3 also has got its own parameter and generalization. This is how it is all done actually.
So we are catering to much more wider range of
exactly
needs.
One product, multiple use. That is the success of the new product.
That's correct. Perfect. So, sir, if you could define Comply 360 in a very brief way for our audience to understand, how would you define that?
So you remember I told you that the complaints was highly manual.
Yes.
Attendance, manual, paper-oriented attendance, and it used to take a lot
number of
time,
days for drafting,
and all.
Yeah.
So all these things were today simplified. It is highly automated. In one word, if you want me to describe our compliance management system, it is, I used to call it as a straight-through processing, STP. What is the straight-through processing? It is straight from the regulator portal who publishes the regulations to the last branch standing for ready to comply with the complying unit, the branch or office, that is the last man standing. So, from the regulatory portal to the branch which is the complying unit, the entire chain is automated and it is called straight-through processing.
Right.
So, that is the one word explanation of this product. How we are achieving it? We are achieving it through implementation of AI. We are achieving it through our own AI, agentic AI Aksh, and we have implemented AI in a multiple way. This product is the only product which is evidence-based compliance. So, when you want to report compliance, unless you give proper evidence, compliance will not be accepted in my system. So, these are all the there are a lot of other unique features in the product. So, the whole product is evidence-based, enterprise-wide. A bank like SBI can cover all its 10,000 branches under the system and see the compliance status every day on a real-time basis by the chairman's office. That is the power of the product.
So, I guess Comply 360, to understand that, we will take this to our next episode. I'm sure you have a lot more insights to share with us. That way, we all will get the right inputs about how this is going to be a revolutionary product. that will take care of the regulatory compliance issues. So thank you so much, sir, for being with us today and sharing your journey. This is not something that happens every day, to get a very rich perspective from somebody who's been working from the time when automation or computers as such were not existing. So we are deeply interested to take this conversation further, and we want to have you in the next episode and understand more about Comply 360. Thank you for being with us, sir.
Oh, it's my pleasure for me because your questions have rekindled my memories and it took me 40 years back in my life to share some of my
Absolutely.
incidents that cherish in my mind all the time.
They're quite inspiring too. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
So this was Thought Feed and our conversation with DR. We will have DR in our next episode, where he would shed more light on what Comply 360 does. So until then, stay tuned and be there to know more. Thank you so much.